So anyway, our podcast is basically just us being idiots.
There's something in the air.
Hello everyone, and welcome to There's Something in the Air, which is normally a spoiler-filled Wynonna Earp recap podcast, but with Season 3, we're just doing sort of little mini, quote-unquote, reaction episodes, just to each thing as they air. I am Monica.
I'm Michelle.
And we are joined this week by Nick, who you may know from the Twitter as Clone Nick.
The Twitter. People know me from the Twitter?
People do know you from the Twitter. I've seen people recognize you from the Twitter in person at a con.
It's very weird to me, but hi, thanks for having me.
It's really weird for me, because I assumed you looked like Gail Peck.
That's a fair assumption. I don't look like Gail Peck. I wish I looked like Gail Peck, but no.
I wish you looked like Gail Peck. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm.
You're lovely. Your hair especially
cut.
right now.
What?
Deep cut, Monica.
I mean, no, it's fair. I think I wouldn't judge anyone for wishing I looked like Gail Peck. That's really, it's legit. I can't argue it.
Nick very kindly agreed to come on and chat with us about episode 304?
Yep.
That definitely has a name.
No Cure for Crazy.
That's the one.
It's a good thing I have it open on my screen, otherwise I would not have known.
As always, we bring you the highest quality recap information that you want. Nick and I actually had the pleasure of watching this in the company of about 500 other Earpers at A-Kon this weekend, and that was I've watched with other people, but never in like a large group like that, and it was super cool. Like, I really, really enjoyed it.
It was, and what I found interesting is, I don't know if you noticed this, is like, it was a very intense atmosphere, but like fun intense. But then I watched the episode alone and was like, oh my god, this is terrifying.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I thought the same thing.
the mood was so different.
I was also amused, like, so we were, like, in the middle, kind of, like, all the way in the back, in the row of chairs. And we all started out in the chairs. By the end, our entire row, with the exception of one person, was standing behind the chairs.
It was also 1,000,000 degrees, so I was trying to be cooler than I was seated, and it didn't work, but it was also great for flailing.
There was a lot of flailing at one point in time. Like, I think I had my hands on my hips, and something crazy happened, and I just turned my head and glared. The writers were, like, behind us and to the right. I turned my head and glared at Emily, and I swear she saw me do it, and she just laughed.
Oh, I looked her in the face and said, Emily, what the fuck did you just do? So, it's going really well.
Yeah. That must have been fun for them to see, like, people turning on them and then, like, coming back and then turning on them and coming back and being like, we hate you guys. No, we love you guys.
She was, like, working the room, too. Hey, like, hey, are you guys enjoying this episode? That's pretty crazy. Things are probably fine. It's so weird to be trolled by her in person.
She's so good at it.
She's so good at it. Damn you, Emily Andress. Just kidding, you're perfect.
Shakespeare.
Just
She
kidding,
doesn't
you're not
listen
listening
to this podcast.
You never know.
I mean, I guess. I'm pretty sure. But that's alright.
No judgment against people who don't listen.
No judgment whatsoever. Some would say they've made the best choice in their lives.
I don't believe that.
So a lot of crazy shit happened in this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, the episode starts with, like, a tree just running out into the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's not normal tree behavior unless you're on Lord of the Rings, I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've never seen a tree do that. Maybe you have.
Do you...
I just like that they, like, assume that the Revenant is hallucinating because, like, yeah, trees don't move, but, like, it wasn't rooted into the road.
It was in the middle
just,
of
like,
the middle of the fucking road.
it was just sitting on the road.
It was comfortable. Needed a ride.
They just paved around it. It's fine. Do you remember last season when Perry was like, that tree came out of nowhere, I swear?
Yes.
And I wondered if that was like a throwback to that. If that was a hint. Like fucking breadcrumbs in every single corner of every single episode.
Oh, I did, unrelated to the tree, but related to breadcrumbs, Wynonna starts the episode by talking about carbo loading, and I thought it was interesting that they end the episode with just shoving their faces full of baked goods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice little bookend. I didn't even think of that.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think of much after that last scene. I had to rewatch the episode before we recorded because I didn't remember anything else that happened in the episode except for the last scene.
Zoe fucking Palmer, man.
She's so good all the time.
All the time. Put her in all of the things.
Yeah, I mean, getting to watch her and Melanie, that one, together is going to be incredible, just based on that, 2-minute bit at the end. Like, I can't. My brain's not ready.
And I finally saw the next on, because they didn't show it where we were. And I'm really excited. I'm so excited that I can't stop yawning.
Never heard a more excited human being.
I am so excited to see them together next week. Oh, this week. It looks really good. And, them with Mama Earp, it looks so good.
It's like a cast of people that I just want to be together in everything.
Every single thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I would not hate that in any way.
When I was watching this, I just kept, repeating my favorite murder mantra, stay out of the woods, stay out of the woods,
sorry.
stay out of the woods.
I haven't listened to that. I don't have a lot of car time, so I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I just know about Stay Sexy, Don't Get Murdered.
Get your shit together. Get out of the forest. I forget what that one was from.
I'm just gonna stay sexy and not get murdered. That's my plan.
Well, I guess Nick was offended.
Nick left the recording so that she could go listen to My Favorite Murder.
I mean, solid choice, Nick. I get it. My Favorite Murder is good stuff.
I think she took you literally.
Maybe she was in the forest as she was recording and was like, oh no, I have to leave.
Get out of the forest.
When we said get out of the forest, we did not mean get out of this Uber conference.
Yeah, so let me DM her.
Oh no, here we go.
I don't know what happened.
She's back. We thought you may have just left to go listen to My Favorite Murder.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to go listen to a podcast.
Fuck this noise. I'm done with you guys.
Fuck this shit. I'm out. No, I don't know what happened. You were there, and then it was silent, and I was talking to myself like a really cool person.
We heard the ding that you hear when
both
someone
just,
enters or leaves, and we were like, oh. All right.
So sorry. I genuinely have no idea what happened. I clicked mute on something else, and then all of a sudden I was gone. I blame Bulshar.
So what were we talking about? Trees, forests,
Zoe Palmer.
murder trees. Zoe Palmer.
Trees Force Zoe Palmer. Episode name, called it.
The end.
So Mama Earp in this episode. So first she's painting on some lady's padded cell walls with her blood, like you do.
Yeah.
Which is not great.
Not a sound decision, especially when you're in a padded room.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna jump to the end and say how much I enjoyed her scene, not the very end, but more of the end. I really liked how she took Peacemaker off of Wynonna.
That was so good.
Because she was freaking out, and then she was like, yeah, sorry about this, but I'm, about to fuck shit up. And then Wynonna's like, it's okay, she can't even use the gun. Oh, well, I guess she can use it that way.
I like the moment where she realizes, she's like, oh, right, I can't use this gun. It's a club now.
She's just, you can tell where Wynonna gets it 100% based on that entire situation, and it made me so happy.
Yes.
I really like how we're so everybody thinks she's trying to kill Waverly this entire episode, but every single thing she's said till this point in every episode we've seen her in is about protecting Waverly, and now we know why, but nobody could grasp that she just didn't want to kill her daughter.
I mean, in their defense, I guess, it's hard to assume that there's just a demon latched onto your kid. That seems less likely than some kind of illness, I would guess. I don't live in purgatory. I don't know stuff.
I guess maybe. I just feel like if I lived in purgatory, I would assume supernatural shit before really obvious stuff.
But isn't it kind of like
I will-
Sunnydale, where people are like, it's not really vampires until, like, that one time where they have to actually acknowledge that it's vampires?
I do feel like Purgatory is kind of like the town in Santa Jaws, in that nobody wears weather-appropriate clothing. Sorry that I killed you.
I wasn't prepared for a Santa Jaws reference.
No one's ever prepared for Santa Jaws.
That's
People seem this time to maybe be wearing more weather-appropriate clothing.
I just want them to have some gloves. It's cold. You can see their breath. Nice scarf.
See their what?
They're not their
Breath.
breasts, their breath.
Very different network this show was on.
Could you imagine? Oh my god.
No.
Wynonna Earp on HBO. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, God. So yeah, I really liked all the Mama Earp stuff, and then so we kind of talked about this off recording, off book, off mic, off screen,
Off air.
Yeah, that's the one. Nick, talk about your theory. Like, it's about for the scene when Mama Earp and Waverly are sort of meeting again for the first time.
No, I lost the tweet again. Hold on.
God damn it!
I know I'm the worst. I'm
Professionals here.
sorry.
You're embarrassing.
I don't
us.
have my notes. I don't have anything. Someone.
Bridget didn't send me an outline.
I saw Fick Love and Dancer. That's the handle tweet. Where is it? I'm in there. Oh my god, when Waverly touches Mama in prison, you can hear the demon escape the binding. Which I haven't heard because I apparently don't pay that much attention to things, but what a cool way to, like, put that underlying thing that people who pay a lot of attention in to catch, whereas the rest of us who just watch it calmly and organizedly, not organized, it's not even a word, but who don't pay as much of attention won't necessarily see it, but if you're really focused, you'll find that little detail, and the show's so good at that it always blows my mind. But, like, what a creepy way to let out a demon. Just, ugh, I don't like it. Don't.
I have so many questions about, like, the binding or spell or whatever it was, because I just, like, how do you do that? Like, how did she manage to, like, protect Waverly from the demon?
I mean, I know how they do it in The Craft, but I don't know how they do it in Purgatory.
Well, The Craft is historically accurate.
I bind you, Nancy, from doing harm. So it's I bind you, Bulshar, from doing harm. Is that right?
I mean, I would assume that she probably bound the demon. Just want to say, none of this is going to be right. So my theory, she bound the demon to herself, with the caveat that whatever Waverly is, as long as she stayed away from Waverly, the demon would be with her, and that's why she was hearing voices. It was the voice of the demon.
But
Well, I mean, I think that's the voice of the demon. Sorry, go ahead.
So she probably was doing the binding in the barn when she accidentally almost killed Waverly.
Yes.
And then decided being locked up was the best course of action, and, like, because Waverly couldn't ever come touch her and unbind it.
Yes.
It's a lot of, like, self-sacrifice.
It feels
I
right,
see where
though.
Wynonna gets it.
There's not a mean bone in Michelle Gibson's body,
She's just trying to protect her baby girl.
according to Randy Nedley, who I think it's clear had maybe a little bit of a crush on her.
A little bit.
A little bit. So, have you guys seen the theory that Nedley is Waverly's dad?
I don't know that I've seen it, but I did hear someone say that. Was it Kat Zim? It might have been Kat Zim.
Might have been, probably. She thinks Nedley is everybody's dad.
Maybe he is.
Nedley is the reason for everything in the Wynonna Earp. Perhaps you've heard of it. The Earp universe. I don't think that it's true, but how cool would it be if it were? Chrissy Nedley would have chloroformed her own half sister.
When I was watching it, that thought crossed my mind, and I was like, no, that'd be too weird. No, definitely not. But, I mean, it's Wynonna Earp. It's completely possible.
It's better than the Bulshar is Waverly's dad theory that I heard at ACON.
I don't like that at all.
I don't either.
Bonnie didn't like that either.
Listen,
I had
guys,
never heard that, and I don't like that.
Nope.
I don't know if you knew this, but Bulshar is creepy as fuck.
So creepy.
But his hat game is on point.
It's Nutmeg's hat, so I think there's a clue there.
Yeah, no, he's terrifying.
I don't know why I called her Nutmeg. Her name is Megan. I'm only thinking in Twitter handles
Well,
today.
and I thought
apparently.
you said it's not Meg's hat at first, and then I realized what you were saying.
I don't know if you could tell by my head-splitting yawn. I'm a little bit out of it today.
I did get a vague idea of that.
Sorry, Bulshar, Michelle, I interrupted you, as per usual. Go!
It wouldn't be an episode of our podcast if somebody didn't interrupt somebody. What was I going to
Once
say?
per minute.
Oh yeah, Bulshar is creepy, and not because of anything that he's creepy outside of anything he did in this episode, because he's just fucking lurking in the woods. Like, he's just hiding behind trees and, popping out to peer at people. Like, he's just a classic creep, let alone the whole thing where he can, completely incapacitate Doc.
He has a magical stairway to heaven, and I am not here for it.
Yeah,
He
no.
just doesn't strike me as a camper. I don't know why he's in the woods.
Maybe he's glamping.
He's definitely glamping. You do not wear a cape and a hat like that if you're, I don't think he got those at REI.
I mean, you never know. Don't judge.
I'm not judging, I'm just saying.
It just doesn't seem a very effective way to survive. But then again, he's, I don't know how old, and also demon, and he totally definitely already found his ring, right?
Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. That whole thing. Nicole, why did you do that?
Nicole, you're the smart one.
I know.
If you want to know what frustration sounds like, it's the sound of 500 Earpers screaming when Nicole throws the fucking ring into the forest.
Was the cast at the viewing, too?
Dom and Kat were.
So Kat got to hear everybody scream at
and
her?
the potato, the liquor. Robin, sorry, I can remember his name. He was there.
Yeah, he walked by me down the hallway, and I was like, "Oh, holy shit! Did anybody see who?" Okay, never mind.
When he, popped up in the episode, I just, I jumped from my chair, and I was just like, potato liquor! Mystery solved. Everybody stop.
Some people are insisting that he is not the potato liquor.
Nope, he's the potato liquor, and the
He's
debate is over.
100% the potato liquor.
This is not a duck-horse situation. He is the potato liquor.
Also,
He also...
horse-sized duck.
100 tiny duck-sized horses.
Michelle.
Yeah, 100 tiny duck-sized horses.
Come on!
Zoe Palmer's on our team, too, so it's fine.
I was watching the panels, and every single time that question came up, oh my god.
You probably just heard us cheering, because it was mainly us just screaming about it.
There was
so
just a lot of yelling.
That was
We're
us.
so obnoxious.
But yeah, no, I'm on the 100 duck-sized horses team. Sorry, Monica.
That's fine. Y'all can be wrong. I don't mind.
It's alright. I've got Andrus and Zoe on my side. I feel okay with my decisions.
I just think it's the right answer. I don't care what anybody else thinks. It's the right answer.
It is correct.
I'm not at all surprised that Robin's potato liquor, because this dude went and tasted blood off of a tree, off of a bleeding tree, in the middle of the.
What did he cough up?
Probably bark or something, because he binded himself to a fucking murder tree.
At first I thought it was blood, but then it looked like charcoal, and then I didn't know what was happening, so I thought I'd ask you.
I also thought it was blood, and then I think maybe it was dirt or something.
I think it was dirt. It definitely wasn't blood.
No. On the giant screens, it was hard to tell, to be perfectly honest. Bark would make sense, but it looked too ashy for bark.
Yeah, it was very powdery, or finer than bark, I think.
I just I cut you off.
You just assumed.
I just assume that everything that happens to him is because he is now just bound to this murder tree of some sort. And how creepy was that tree?
Very.
It gave me Evil Dead feelings. Didn't like it.
I wanted to look back at the eyes and see if it was somebody that we knew.
I don't think so, but
It's just fucking creepy.
It is fucking creepy.
I concur.
And it's I think it's even more creepy. Not saying the special effects aren't great on this show, 'cause they're fine, but the compositing of that, I'm looking at it right now. It just it looks really fucking creepy. It looks like one of those weird online viral videos that are meant to scare you with random shit that jumps out. It just looks like that kind of quality.
I was trying to figure out if it's a person sitting in a tree suit, or is it, like, I couldn't...
I'm sorry, did you say a skin suit?
Yes, a person in a skin suit. That's what it said.
Okay, great.
I don't think it is, because it seems like it'd just be so much easier to just, like, plop video of somebody on top of it.
Yeah, I genuinely couldn't tell.
Easier, but cheaper.
To put someone
See, I think
in a tree?
To
I
put
think
someone
it's a
in a
hollow
tree?
I think it's somebody in a tree.
I really don't think it is.
I mean, I thought it was, but I assumed I was wrong.
It's someone in one horse-sized duck.
Yes, that's...
I don't know. I'm looking at it right now, and, like, the quality looks really wonky. I mean, it could be a person inside of a tree. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's a real tree. You know what? I bet it is a real tree, and Emily fucking Andrews hollowed that shit out herself.
She's trying to make a canoe, but got distracted.
The tree also doesn't look big enough for there to be a person in it.
That was my one thought. Not that that stopped
Well, I
me
know-
from
I think-
thinking there was a human in it, but...
I kind of feel like maybe when the person becomes one with the tree, maybe they lose part of their body?
Maybe.
Jesus.
They're just
Jesus
eyeballs?
Christ, I just heard what I said. What is this show?
I don't know. I'm sorry. There's Sanvers drama happening on my TV. Hold on. I need to change the channel. I just looked up and... Oh, God.
Love you, just
Nope.
please drop
Nope.
it.
Let me change the channel. Just kidding. I'm gonna unmute it.
Let me change the channel, and by change the channel, I mean we're gonna sit and watch Supergirl for 15 minutes.
They were getting into bed together. I wasn't prepared. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way to be prepared for that.
No, that was just, I was not ready. I didn't know. Where were we before I got interrupted by...
I don't know. Now I'm thinking about Sanvers, and then I only think about them for 3 seconds, and now I'm like, oh, I'm all in on Supercorp. Which will never happen.
Oh, it'd be nice if it did. Oh, okay. Let's see.
I mean, I'm just saying follow the chemistry. That's all I'm saying.
I can't tell from the screenshot you just sent.
It looks like the person is like of different like video quality of the tree.
But it also could be that the person has demon makeup on, so thus making it look less high quality than the tree.
It looks like pixelated. Anyway, this is going nowhere.
Someone paper mache'd a tree over that head.
That's exactly what happened.
Also, that's definitely 100% Randy Nedley.
It does kind of
I
look
made
like...
that up.
It does look like him, though, a little bit.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does kind of look
doesn't
like
it?
him.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Nope, they just stuck what's the Greg
Grey
Lawson.
Lawson.
They just stuck Greg Lawson in a tree.
Just...
You finished all of the rest of your scenes for the episode. Why don't you just wait in this tree for a while?
Okay, I don't mind. I'm an actor.
He's going to tweet about Kale from inside the tree.
Different kinds of pie.
I love him. Bless.
I do too. I am sad that I haven't been to a con that he's been at.
He hasn't been
I
to
was going
many.
to say, hasn't he only been to one?
Yes.
So there's still time.
I'm sad that I didn't go to that one.
You got Danny fucking
For
kind.
some reason, I thought maybe they're... What?
You got Danny fucking kind.
I did. I got to meet her. That was super cool, and I got to meet her at Earpapalooza, which I'm pretty excited about.
I was most upset that Megan and Kate were at A-Kon and I wasn't.
Oh, Megan.
Kate Drummond, man.
She's so pretty.
Oh my god.
Like, I wasn't ready.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
We're really derailing right now.
That's what our podcast does. We don't.
Also, Chantel Riley.
Woo!
Same description.
Yeah, when Dom said she was one of the most attractive people she'd ever seen in real life, basically, I was like, that is not incorrect.
It really isn't. I have a great picture of her, me, and Megan all holding our boobs. It's very classy.
I'm so glad you answered why she kept grabbing her boob during that panel, because I was like, is this a weird thing that she does? But it made more sense once I learned she was trying to wrangle her cutlet. You're welcome.
All the exclusive Earp info you ever wanted, guys, just right here. Bringing you all sorts of bonus content.
I'm a little confused, but I'm just gonna roll with it.
Have you watched any of the panels from this weekend?
I watched the one with Danny fucking Kind.
Okay, so if you watch the Fans of Color one, you'll see that she keeps grabbing her boob.
Oh.
And
I watched like the first 15 minutes of that one, and then I got distracted by Opal throwing up.
how lovely.
Yep, I need a new couch.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
You will also see her trying to high-five Nick. New Jersey Nick, and Nick just blatantly ignoring her.
I did see that part. I didn't get much further than that.
It was pretty great.
Amazing.
So good.
I can't wait to just casually drop that gif in a conversation.
I really can't wait to watch that happen.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes, anyway.
Yeah, so we were talking about Sanvers, right? I'm just trying to pull
Yeah,
things
sorry,
back.
that was my bad. That was my TV's fault.
I love that Jeremy is getting a love interest.
He's gonna have sex 2.5 times this season.
2.5 times.
I have some questions about the half, but, whatever.
I made some comment to my boss once about having sex, 3.5 times, and she just kind of looked at me like, I don't understand. I'm like, it's just a joke.
Was she going to ask you for, an explanation?
I was not going to draw her a diagram. She's probably like, I don't know what you people do. Okay.
You lesbians.
Yes, lesbians. I don't know what lesbians do when they have sex. So I really liked, just trying to bring it back here.
Sorry.
Very much liked Robin and Jeremy together. I thought they were cute.
Yes, I agree.
Very cute. And I Nicole almost seemed jealous of him a little at the beginning, even though with the first or second sentence out of his mouth, I feel like they established that he was gay.
Yeah, that was weird. I wasn't expecting jealous Nicole, but it did.
No.
I agree that it read as unless she was just distracted by the fact that she was going to throw away the ring into the woods.
What the fuck? Why would you do that?
Nicole confused me in most of that scene because, I thought that I thought everybody had already figured out that because Black Badge covered up the massacre, that there wasn't actually a giant forest fire.
Yeah, and why was she confused?
I thought that was the conclusion. They didn't burn down trees. They just said that happened.
But maybe just seeing it was more it's one thing to believe something just because you've heard it, but then actually seeing it.
True.
I didn't know that Emily Andros was just great. I knew I'd heard she was great, but then I met her and it turns out she's amazing. I wasn't prepared for that. Maybe Nicole had heard that the trees were all burnt, hadn't been burnt, but just seeing it was kind of mind-blowing.
I like how they put up a sign in the middle of the woods commemorating a massacre.
Yeah, that was, never forget your history, but also, oof.
The person making that sign was just this is the most depressing part of my job. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. How morbid.
Yeah, I like how she gets jealous for reasons unknown and then decides to do the biggest bonehead move and just chuck the ring away.
Stupidest thing. How is she gonna that's an even worse hiding place than Randy Nedley's mug.
I was gonna say she should have just put it in Randy Nedley's mug.
Speaking of mugs, did you see Optimug Prime is back?
Yes.
Jeremy's
Yes, I did.
mug.
Did I? Oh, yes, sorry.
I forgot that what it was called.
Same, and I was
but
what
yes.
what the hell are we talking about?
Do you guys even watch the show?
Nope, what show were we talking about?
It was Supergirl, right?
Oh, right, that one. No, I don't watch that anymore.
Lies. Lena Luthor's Magical Science Hour of Fun. That's what I watch.
Oh, bless Lena Luthor. Again, though, not who we're
Bless.
talking about.
Again, Nick, very common for this podcast.
I know, I keep really sidetracking myself and having to be no, wait. I'm not here for Lena Luthor. I'm always here for Lena Luthor, but...
Always here for Lena Luthor. We'll do a special recording about that
Okay.
in a couple months.
I'll just word vomit about Lena Luthor. It sounds great.
Yes. What else happened in this episode that we should probably talk about?
Jolene.
Jolene!
I think that's kind of a big thing. It was maybe 2 minutes of airtime, but it was the only thing I remembered after watching this episode for the first time.
I turned to someone right before the last act and I was like, remember how Zoe Palmer was in the credits and we haven't seen her yet?
I turned to Nick multiple times this episode and was like, where's Zoe? And then did it right before she showed up again. Or for the first time. So, you're not alone.
I am super excited to see... I'm super excited for her for next week. She is so funny and also so attractive and so funny.
Yes.
No disagreements.
But Michelle, I remember when we were breaking down the trailer, we were like, it almost looks like it's, like a dream sequence.
I was so right.
Yeah.
I had that scene spot on, and when it happened, my first thing was to congratulate myself for being right on half a second spot in a trailer, and then also to lose my mind because that scene was so insane. And Tim dropped his Doc voice and just sounded like Tim.
That was weird. I wasn't ready for that one either.
I wasn't prepared for that at all. I was like, damn, those are some strong drugged sweets.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, they were saying, like, so they film in blocks. They film, 2 episodes at a time. So they filmed this with 303, and they had no idea what it was about and what to expect for 305. They hadn't even seen the script. And it was just kind of like, okay, let's just see what happens.
That's my favorite thing.
The extra feature on iTunes for this episode, like the part about that scene cracks me up because they just went completely insane.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like if you have like Zoie and Melanie playing off each other and they decide to go crazy, it's going to be absolutely bonkers. Like, nope, it was just a good scene.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how much of all that they actually ate, because I feel like they actually ate a lot of baked goods, and we're probably never wanting to eat baked goods again after that.
I agree.
I think that's likely.
Is Zoe Palmer the demon?
I think so.
Because talk about a transformation real quick from like looking like someone that was drowned at the bottom of tiny muddy shit puddle, and then
It was the girl from the
to
ring.
like Zoe, yeah, it's like to Zoe Palmer. That I want her to be the demon because it's just so good, and the way they like nonchalantly talk about how Waverly's gonna get killed.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some kind of like power draw that happens, and she can look less like the chick from the ring and more like Zoe Palmer as she's closer to Waverly.
Possibly.
I mean, I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong about a lot.
I think, too, that the demon part kind of looked like the creepy doll that was in the painting.
Oh my god, that episode. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So, when they released her character breakdown, Jolene is described as a fun-loving friend who enjoys karaoke, baking for her best buddies, and creating mayhem wherever she goes. She's also smart, knows a secret or two, and if you don't watch out, she'll either steal your partner or your heart.
Or your soul?
Right.
Or like literally your heart.
Maybe literally
maybe.
your heart. Maybe she's going to try and crop their hearts out.
I feel like when they were writing that description, the writers were just like sitting in the room like cackling because it's like she's obviously not like their friend. She's just somebody who's like randomly inserted themselves into their lives with baked goods.
True.
But I am here for karaoke. Like I'm expecting that in like this week's episode or the next one.
Do we know if is she just in one episode or 2 or 3? I tried to ask Bridget, but she refused to tell me.
Because what's next week's episode called?
Jolene.
Yes.
Oh, that is that
Yeah.
one?
Yes. And from the next on, she's definitely in that one. So she's in 2.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know. Let me pull up this article again.
I'm gonna be honest. In my mind, she's just gonna be in the show forever.
I mean, I hope so. Like,
I've cast her as a permanent part of the show.
Can you imagine her and Danny fucking Kind in a scene together?
Yes.
Oh.
Give it to me now.
Oh, man.
What?
Okay, she has to hang around long enough for that to happen.
I mean, I don't disagree. Yeah, but I wonder if she is really, like, legit after their hearts, because it said that.
I mean, that seems plausible based on how she drugged them all with baked goods and then...
And how
And then
much the writers
maniacally
like to
said
troll
that
us.
they were all going to die.
Yes.
Didn't she just say that Waverly was gonna die?
No, because Wynonna said something along the lines of, like, what would we do without you? And she was like, you'd all die, and, like, in that creepy voice. I don't know how Zoe Palmer does it.
Hey, can you lift your head up, please? Thank you. Sorry, I figured you could edit that out. I was fighting with the dog.
That's cute that you think we edit that stuff out.
Great. Well, everyone's going to enjoy me telling her to move her head.
Opal whines in the background a lot, and she has fans.
Aw,
She does.
that's amazing.
She does.
Yeah,
Opal fans.
There are people with shirts that say that.
There are people who like Opal more than they like me, and honestly, I get it, is all I'm saying.
I mean, as a dog person, I can see how that could be. I'm also a Monica person, but I'm a dog person.
I don't know her.
Kathy, do you know Kathy?
before we go completely off the rails again, is there anything else that we want to talk about with this episode, or do we want to wrap it up? I thought it was really good. It was really fun. It kind of felt like my show was back to how, it had so many of the things that I fell in love with the show about in the first place,
Oh, there's one thing we should probably talk about. Doc and Wynonna's just like incessant flirting.
Oh, and the thing with the scene with the crib. Didn't love that. Made me sad.
That was a rough emotion. I like that Nicole was finally able to interrupt Wynonna for once.
Yes! Interrupting Nicole!
That was great.
And I like that the characters are self-aware enough to know that, like, this is a thing.
I'm also I'm loving the friendship that's developing between Nicole, Waverly, and Wynonna. Like that weird hug scene where they're like, what is it, Waverly like grabs them both and they're both like, no, but it's fine because they actually love each other even though they kind of hate each other. That made my heart smile.
I agree.
Like, they don't want to like each other at all, but they both love Waverly.
Yeah.
And they both love each other, grudgingly, but...
Yeah, I just like that Doc is, like, back to being, like, his flirtatious self and, like, actually being interested in Wynonna. Especially since his wife's back in town.
Yeah, that's going to end really badly.
Which part?
Yes.
That all sounds like it's perfectly fine. I don't know why you would think anything would go wrong.
I think that someone is going to ask Kate to either turn themselves or somebody else into a vampire. And
no.
I just, I think about the possibilities about that, and I get really anxious. Because what if it's Doc, since he lost his immortality? What if it's Waverly, because Wynonna or Nicole or Gus or Nedley or her half-sister Chrissy Nedley are dying and she wants them to live? There are a lot of possibilities, and they're all real fucked up. So,
that thought hadn't crossed my mind, and I don't appreciate you putting that idea in my head, because now I'm going to be thinking about that.
You've just summed up our entire friendship.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about her turning anybody.
I feel like it can't be Waverly if Waverly's an angel. I'm going to hold on to that.
I don't like that theory.
I don't know if it's
any
correct.
of those theories.
I just want Waverly to not be a vampire.
You know what? I could get behind the angel thing as long as Waverly's not a vampire, actually.
Or what if it's... we still don't know what Jeremy is. Jeremy's something.
I like when
empath.
his super senses kicked in, and he's like, a part of my body is telling me that we should definitely not walk up those stairs. I don't think you need any intuition. You just need common sense. You're lost in the woods, and there's a random set of stairs that goes up into fog you can't see past.
Yeah, I'm not going up those stairs.
Just walk away. Robin, that's his name, right? He's not the final girl in any horror movies. He's the first one to get killed off.
True. Well, he did get taken by the Evil Dead bush. Shrub. Branch. There we go.
I think that's something else. I don't think Robin has ever been taken by
You never know.
mankind.
You
I mean, you're
never
right.
know.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. On that note, was there anything
Sorry.
else that we
I'm
missed?
a mess.
This podcast is a mess. This is
No, you guys
what
are
the
wonderful
people
and
who
amazing, and this is joyous because it's just word vomit, and I love it.
We do have a good time.
I mean, that's really all that matters in life.
It is. all
That
that
and,
matters.
not
It's
getting
a good
arrested.
time. It's a two-step process.
Oh, did we talk
Cops
about...
are at my door, so...
Wait, sorry. Did we talk about Nedley, protecting the Earp girls?
Well,
no, we didn't.
I know we talked about him loving Michelle, but I feel like him protecting the Earp girls is kind of a big deal. Especially given how he treated them in the first season, especially Wynonna.
I think that was interesting, and I think we're also gonna... he had to have had something to do... Him bringing Nicole to Purgatory could not have been random.
No.
Also, food for thought, was the canoe that Nicole escaped in the same canoe that Wynonna lost her virginity in?
Didn't Emily say it was?
Shh.
I'm just saying. I mean, I feel like she might have said yes.
She was like, how could... I mean, there are tons of... Yes.
Those are the important questions.
Those are the important questions. I feel like we're gonna like reach the end of the show in 25 years, and
Cool.
Sure.
I'm here for it.
Alice Michelle, the
burst my
true
bubble.
Earp heir.
and like it's just gonna turn out that like Nedley's the mastermind behind everything.
Or like, what if we get to the end of the season and find out that like Bulshar has been possessing Nedley this whole time?
How dare you? You're gonna break Cat Zim's
So
heart.
Cat Zim just showed up at my front door with like fighting sticks. She brought Liz. Liz is going to attack me with the potato.
I feel like they're just slowly like subtly shoving him further towards the center of like this mess, and he seems like he's a good guy, but I mean, I don't like what Waverly said, like evil has many faces, something along those.
Yeah, she said evil has many faces, and they cut to Nicole.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
I just ignored it.
That's what Michelle does.
It didn't happen.
I like what they're doing with Nedley. It makes me worry. Like, are you setting us up to love him and then you're going to kill him? Like, I can see him sacrificing himself for everybody. I can see him sacrificing himself for Michelle.
Mama
if
Earp,
Nedley
God damn it, I'm so confused.
No, I
every
was
time
like,
you say
wait, what?
Michelle.
What if Mama Earp begs Kate to turn Nedley into a vampire?
Oh.
That's
I
not
really
gonna happen.
just want my gays to be okay and
Yes, all of them.
not evil. And I feel like Mama Earp deserves some happiness, but probably will never get it.
Probably not. I just think she's another character. I don't know. Just like I don't see Doc and Wynonna getting a happy ending, I don't see how she gets one either.
Touche.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be like, oh man, the demon's gone, and now we just have to fight the revenants, and now we're all gonna live in this house that didn't have running water allegedly, but now we live in it just fine.
That would be the series finale if that was going to happen.
No, the series finale is Waverly and Wynonna in the truck, driving through the hills. They knock on a door, it opens, and it's Gus and Alex.
Well, I'm saying like if everybody like actually like they like got rid of Bulshar and it was like, oh, we're just dealing with revenants again. Like there's no season beyond that.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, no, that's fine.
Just in like the way that stories are told, like that would you can't like ramp up for 3 seasons and then just kind of be like, well, everybody's happy because that's just not like that's not good storytelling. But it would be really nice.
Well, I think that they will defeat Bulshar this season, but I'm sure that there's something else. There's always something else.
Well, yeah. It'll never just be revenants. They seem like an afterthought at this point.
Yeah.
I like that Wynonna beheads one with
Yeah.
the world's longest handcuffs.
Yes.
That was great.
That is pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else?
I think we should probably wrap it up before we devolve any further.
I don't know what you're talking about. This has been very on brand for me.
And also for us.
It's pretty on brand for us. I have the honor of editing this.
I'm so sorry.
It'll take you like 3 minutes. Whatever, we're perfect.
I mean, I'm probably going to leave in a lot of the like ridiculous parts because that's what people come here for.
Especially
I don't
our
think they
guys.
actually care if we talk about Wynonna Earp.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
But
Mostly we talk
anyway.
about Wynonna Earp and Sanvers.
It was my TV's fault. I blame it.
Creelip, let me change the channel. Unmute.
It's the last channel button is near the mute button. Actually, I just thought I would let you suffer through some Kyler voice. It's, you know.
Why do you hate us?
I don't. I love you.
We
And I
thought
feel
that
like
you
you
were
would
our
want to hear
friend.
Kyler, too.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everybody. We wanted to take a minute and say all of the thanks to Nick for joining us. We had a wonderful time. I hope you will come back someday soon.
I would love to. I'm so sorry for all of the derailing I did. I'm a disaster, but hopefully y'all still love me.
I have to say, and I bet Michelle will agree with me, I am really, really impressed with how well you immediately picked up on our vibe and our brand without having never actually listened to our podcast.
Oh, you just threw me under the bus a little bit. That's fine.
How is life under the bus, Nick?
What? It was a
Comfortable.
compliment.
I should ask Carla if this is how it felt for her.
I think that the reason is easy to just like jump in is because it's literally just Monica and I talking like normal.
Yes.
Yes, I enjoy it.
There's-
You are my friends, and therefore this is comfortable and not alarming.
Nick, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you on the Twitter? Not your address.
No one's getting my address. That's murderous.
Not your home
No
address.
skin suits. You can find me on Twitter at CloneNick, and you can find me on Tumblr. Don't ask me what that is, but it attaches to my Twitter, so you'll see me there. And Monica followed me on Tumblr today, I think.
I don't know how to tumble, but at least 3 times in the past 2 weeks, Chris has like held up her phone to me and shown me one of your tweets that are your Tumblr, and are like, I want to see this and I can't. So I didn't have it attached to my Twitter. I don't know how to use it. I really don't. It's very confusing. to
I
me.
just reblog things, so don't ask me.
So it took me 15 minutes last night, but I figured how to link my Tumblr to my Twitter, and I was able to pull it up and show her. And then she was like, "Oh, well, I don't care about that." I'm like, "You know what?"
I feel
Tell
like
your wife I
She's
love her.
glaring at me because that's not exactly
most of my Tumblr activity is like seeing the things that you post or like you reblog and then me reblogging them just so I have them saved for me for later on mine.
Well, I'm happy to help however I can.
Because my Tumblr is basically just me like bookmarking like GIFs and stuff that I want to download.
Fair.
Tumblr is so confusing to me, but that's not why you're here.
I'm
Anyway,
here for whatever you
thank
want me to be
you
here
for joining us. If you want to find me, you can find me at lesbianzer on Twitter, and you can also find my blog, same thing, lesbianzer.com. There's a whole bunch of random shit there, including Earp reviews. I am doing a new series of those this season. The most recent one was Paige from 724 Films, who is an actual human treasure.
You can find me on Twitter at McNick1291. It's about the only place right now. And then you can follow our podcast at EarpsplainPod.
Yes.
What else are we supposed to tell them?
You can go to our website, earthflamepod.com, and you can find all of
That.
our contact information there. You can also find our merch store if you need yourself a fine new Leshesbian t-shirt or pillow, perhaps a wall hanging. Maybe you want to show the world that your phone loves when Kathy brings the sizzle. We have a bunch of random shit in there.
And you can also find a link to our Patreon on our website.
Yes, if you enjoy us or tolerate us or think that if you throw us money we'll suddenly get better, you can sponsor us through our Patreon, and we would be very grateful.
I don't think there's anything better than this. This is delightful.
Okay, you can rate and review us on iTunes, and if you want to do that, we would really appreciate it, because a couple of assholes gave us 1-star ratings, and I don't appreciate it. So we need to, kind of
Any negative feedback is always just DM me personally. I will handle it.
Yeah, because because it just makes me real sad. You can also subscribe to us on either iTunes or Google Play, and we are also now on Stitcher.
Yeah, you can get us on Stitcher, any Android app, iTunes. If there's somewhere that you want to get us from and we're not there, email us.
somethingintheair@gmail.com, which is also at our website. Is that all of it?
I think so.
You're not asking
maybe.
me.
Excellent.
As you can tell, that we're real good at this.
Very good at it. We're professionals. We hope you had a good time. We sure did. And remember, it may be a shit show, but it's our shit show.
Aww.